21st of May 2018. This is a short video blog to commemorate the completion of my drawing, which is titled Sacred Monotony. There you go, it's finished. I started it about a year ago, which is amazing to think, really. It's been an emotional roller coaster between then and now, but I finished it. Yeah, in between that time I've been pretty ill, got better and got pretty ill again. I've worked on it in a shop window, well, a gallery window in Hull's city centre, and had lots of great feedback from met some really cool people. That's thanks to creative ENRG, a local group who helps creative people such as myself. Yeah, and I've kind of wallowed in some kind of weird anti-art miasma that's just kind of stopped me from finishing it. I haven't done a lot of art in the past year, really, which is quite frustrating considering I'm nearly 50 and I haven't got a lot of time left. I can feel the icy grip of death getting closer, ever closer from behind. Yeah. So it's nearly finished. I've got to take it to the scanner, get it scanned, and then get it framed, and I'm going to enter it into the Rope Walk Open exhibition, which is in North Lincolnshire, Barton upon Humber. It's called From Humber to the Wash. It's like just an exhibition where anyone can enter, amateurs, professionals alike. So hopefully a lot of people will get to see it. It's got a local theme, so hopefully it'll get accepted. But there's never any guarantee. Yeah, that's called Sacred Monotony because the creative process is monotonous, but at the same time it can be a sacred kind of activity, in that you kind of tap into some kind of subconscious energy or something that's like greater than the sum of your parts kind of thing, like you're channeling something. A lot of artists say that that's how they feel. I definitely do. It doesn't feel like me doing it kind of thing. Funny enough, another artist I really admire, Osman Spare, he said exactly the same thing. He was a great artist, a lot more talented than myself, I'd say, and sadly he died in poverty. This drawing is kind of a tribute to him. I've felt his presence kind of around me for a while, and he was a draftsman. He did real detailed pen and ink drawings, really beautiful things, and this is it's kind of his legacy. Trying to fulfil his legacy, because it was never really fulfilled, I don't think. It was ignored, and he died in poverty, sadly, because he wasn't really fashionable, and he was a working class guy. He didn't know how to put himself out there, kind of thing. He just exhibited in pubs, and quite a sad story. But running parallel to that theme, during the time I was making this drawing, I started to research my family history. I knew that my great granddad he'd been into sort of the occult and spiritualism, and he used to be big into seances. And I found out that he'd the old family story is that he used to manifest an Indian, and I always presumed it was an American native, because that's how we used to refer to them, as Indians. But when I researched his history, I found that he'd served in India in the late 1800s as part of some Highland regiment, and so then it clicked. Obviously, he was an Indian, so he probably, when he was in India, he got into Eastern mysticism, and that's the theme that runs through Western occultism. people like Aleister Crowley brought a lot of that stuff back here, and Madame Blavatsky obviously. And there's a Austin Spare Aleister Crowley connection, and yeah, my great granddad, so he was into this, and I found out when I was researching that I knew he married a lady named Charlotte, and I found out that she came from, I can't remember now, it's been a year since I looked into this, I think it was, no, I can't remember, but yeah, I found a record of my great granddad's, where he was living in about 1900, just after 1900, 1905 I think. He was living in this mansion in London. Again, I've forgotten the name of it. I should have researched this before I did the video, but hey ho. And Charlotte was living there as well, his future wife. So I presume they were both servants there and they met there. And I also found the birth record of my great uncle, their son, and he was born in Kennington in, I think it was 1903. So the cool thing is that Osman Spare, this artist I was talking about, was living and exhibiting in that area at that time in Kennington in London. So yeah, the fact that my great granddad was into the same stuff as Osman Spare, I thought that kind of all came together whilst I was working on this drawing, and I like to think that my great granddad at least met Austin Spare with their shared interests in the occult and spiritualism. But who knows, I'll probably never know. But it's a nice little story anyway. So when this is scanned, it's going to be, as you can see, the proportions are distorted. It's going to be, the digital image will be plugged into an app, a 360-degree app, and it'll wrap it around in a sphere so you can pan around it. And I'm also going to try it in my virtual reality headset. So obviously if it gets exhibited in the rope walk, then people aren't going to realise, they're not going to realise that aspect, that angle to the work. But that's why I need a proper solo exhibition, so I can show my new technique. Yeah, and it's the story, like I say, it's called Sacred Monotony. It's the story of an ordinary council estate. The monotony of life there, the monotony of the creative process, but the sacred aspect of life as well that people often are blind to these days, I think, in this kind of age of enlightenment. We're told we don't have a soul and kind of thing, we're just machines, which is, I definitely don't believe. Not that I'm a massively into God or anything, but I think there's an aspect to life which transcends the physical. I don't like the materialistic postmodern outlook. Well, I suppose that makes me pretty unfashionable, but yeah, so be it. Yeah, so there's lots of elements to the picture. I can't be asked to describe it. There's no point anyway, really, because it'll mean something different to everyone. You can see these people up here as the enlightened elite. The peasants down and stuck in the swamp, trying to get out. It's not the Illuminati, by the way. I don't want to bring the Illuminati into this. It's just the apex of the pyramid kind of thing. Those type of people, the big boys. We have a crucified saint who's been made of pincushion with Roman arrows, and we have the baby Jesus looking on. The baby Jesus will actually be looking at these people here, because when it's pulled around, that'll be behind you, kind of thing. Yeah. Beyond that, I don't know what the hell it means. I suppose you could say, like, the artist is a bit removed from life in the creative process. You kind of, just by making something, you separate yourself. If you make something that represents something, it's a kind of a barrier between you and the thing. Yeah, I'll never look at this this spot on the housing estate again in the same way, kind of thing. Because I've looked at it in such minute detail, it'll forever be changed in my head. And that's part of the magical process of art, I suppose, transforming the world through your perception and through the ritualised discipline of creation. And the fact that, again, once it's finished, you'll put yourself back into this place, but it won't be the place, it'll be the drawing of it. And when you put the virtual reality headset on with this drawing loaded into the app, you'll be kind of transported into a facsimile of the actual real place, like you'll be inside the Matrix. The only question is, which pill will you take? Red or blue? Me, I'll kind of mix them together and make a purple pill and kind of sit on the fence. Yeah, so I've probably gone on too much. Anyway, it's finished now. I've just got to trim it down, take it to the scanners, then take it to the printers, and then take it to Roadblock and hope that they like it. And if they don't, I don't really care. I've enjoyed making it. And it'll find its audience somehow, somewhere, sometime. Maybe when I'm long gone. Anyway, yeah. Cheers. I'll see you on the flip side.